past couple of days, Twitch has been getting absolutely hammered by the internet, and they deserve it. They have not responded in a good way to the Emiru situation, or really any of the controversies that have been surrounding TwitchCon. And Dan Clancy finally put out a statement that isn't his resignation letter, and he just is so out of touch. It's a mind-blowing. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, as a CEO, you have to play a balancing act all the time between being on social media and seeming like you're actually listening to customers and people who are using, in this case, Twitch. And you have to, on the other side, also act like a CEO, but he really doesn't. He goes onto streams, he does interviews all the time, which should be fine, but then he goes to Twitch after parties and he drinks and he's hanging out with the streamers and he tries to act like he is as young as the people that he is around, which in my opinion is a little bit weird that he always tries to go, "Hello, my fellow kids," but now he has finally had to address the situation in a responsible way, in an adult way, which is shocking for him, and it's really just a whole lot of word salad. So this was posted on the official Twitch X account and says, "First, I want to be upfront and take accountability for the security incident that occurred during Emiru's meet and greet." By the way, we are talking about several years of problems at TwitchCon. There are several female streamers that even this year had said, "I'm not going because I don't feel safe. Their security is not as good as I expected it to be." So they already knew that there was a problem if anybody at Twitch was looking at social media and looking at these big names that were not going. It shouldn't have happened, and we take that very seriously. We failed both in allowing it to occur and in our response following. We mismanaged our communications about the incident, and that includes the comments I made. I apologize to Emiru for all that took place. You should not be lying and then days later have to come out and apologize for that lie. You guys should have been responsible in the first place, made a half-decent response, and then you wouldn't have been facing even as much backlash as you are now. We are very lucky that nothing more occurred to Emiru. Of course, I'm sure she's shaken. This shouldn't have happened at all, period. And she even said that it could have been worse, but we shouldn't even have to imagine how it could have been worse because it shouldn't have happened in the freaking first place. What are we doing moving forward for meet and greets? We've begun a complete analysis of the incident that took place, as well as other issues that came to our attention after TwitchCon concluded. We're examining everything from how we do signups to the layout to increase security controls. Maybe when an incident like that happens, Twitch security should instantly escort that individual to a back room for the police to take them into custody, or you should file a police report immediately, or you should just escort them out of the building. But instead, this person was allowed to roam around for several more hours. That is absolutely crazy to me. We're also doing a comprehensive review of overall event safety and security, and we'll be making updates for future TwitchCons. Now, I understand that Twitch has never been profitable, and Amazon basically gives them all of the money they need, but they should tell Amazon, "Hey, listen, we need more money for security," and so they can avoid situations like this. If you do not have enough money to run an event like this, then don't half-ass it. Don't put people's security at risk. It's just that fucking simple. While we won't be sharing all security updates for privacy and safety reasons, we will keep our community informed about changes that directly impact attendees. We have heard concerns about IRL streaming at TwitchCon. They have evolved over the years, and IRL streaming is a part of Twitch, but we need to ensure that TwitchCon meets the needs of the variety of participants. We will be reviewing how we handle this streaming, and finally, we got clear feedback on accessibility across the events. You put a lot of trust in us by attending TwitchCon, and we take our responsibility to keep you safe seriously. We know that TwitchCon means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to us. Be on the lookout for more updates, and thanks for being a part of Twitch. Well, if they face the several lawsuits just from these situations this year, they're probably not going to run another TwitchCon because Twitch is going to be out of business. And of course, this response has not gone over well with people. Yes, it is being positively ratioed here at 7.8k likes, but if you really start looking at the reposts and how many reposts there are of those and likes there are of those, yeah, it is not looking good. And the comments are filled with people wrecking them, and rightfully so. I know I had made a post saying, how many times are horrendous things going to happen before you take it seriously? Streamers assaulted, breaking their backs in foam pits. That only happened 2 years ago. When are you going to stop going to after parties and change it? Is crazy to me that Dan Clancy was photographed at after parties after this situation happened. Like, you would think that he would be night and day, worried about the rest of TwitchCon, focusing on what's happening. Instead, he's going and hanging out with people. And again, I think that it looks pretty unprofessional for a CEO to do, but that's just my opinion, right? It's not like it's illegal for him to do, but when a streamer on your platform just got assaulted, my number one priority would be making sure that the rest of the event ran smoothly. Savvy said, ha ha ha, bro, it is year after year. Your own staff are predators. Even after my issues, things never change. TikTok, you said nothing except we're looking into it, and you released this on a Friday afternoon. Your platform seems to be a drain on society. Good riddance. People were calling this out before this year's TwitchCon even happened because you've established such a horrible reputation for SA and security, but now you suddenly care. Next year's gonna be different, guys. Get real. You need to resign. Step down. You're right. You and your company are a disaster, and changes need to be made, starting with you stepping down as CEO or the board voting you out. Corporate BS with slightly more effort. Dan Clancy needs to step down as the CEO. And of course, Twitch was bad years and years before Dan Clancy came along. But yeah, it has gotten significantly worse under his leadership, and I do think that he needs to resign. I really don't see a way that they could get out of all of these controversies except for letting him go, replacing him with somebody who actually takes the platform and security seriously, because clearly he doesn't. How many times is this guy going to be given chances? I mean, they've been getting called out for, years at this point for all of the problems. I mean, they allow people who support terrorists on their platform, and they allow things like animal abuse on their platform, and they allow SA on their platform. They allow people to break their TOS and their community guidelines if they make them enough money, which is absolutely wild. Twitch needs to get their shit together and actually act like they're running a multi-million-dollar platform. Nobody has faith in you, Dan Clancy, or the executive team. Why is Hassan still allowed on this platform? The image of Emiru looking absolutely shocked, which I think this is so meme-worthy. It's crazy. So are you gonna ban Hassan Piker in the process, or what? Okay, weirdo, you platform radical terrorists to abuse their dogs. GTFO. He woke up from his drunken stupor to write this, and yeah, this is a image that was taken, I believe, the night after the Emiru incident. It was either that night or the night after, because Pay Money Wubby had posted it. But yeah, this is a time-stamped, dated, stamped fucking photo, which is wild to see. Let's address more issues, shall we? Since we are all here, here are my thoughts. First, now Dan, yeah, that's all I need to see. Twitch, you may think who you coat ride is your foundation, but it's not. When OG streamers of Twitch call for new leadership, you are cooked. Not only do I agree with the change in leadership, but I think a complete sell is required, and to people who will put streamers, the community, and website first. They're talking about how they continue to take a 50-50 sub split when 70-30 is the standard. You reward fame so you can leech off of it instead of empowering streamers with good content who are hardworking. You play favorites more than you reply to people on social media. If you guys are too good to reply to everybody, your staff workers are scared to speak up. I mean, we are talking about a laundry list of problems, and I'm really glad that this person actually put this out, and maybe the people at Twitch are looking at the responses to this. I highly doubt it, because these are the types of people who surround themselves in their echo chamber with yes men, and there's a lot of toxic positivity that goes on at a company like Twitch, and they say, well, those are just haters and meanies, and they're harassing us on social media, when really we're giving them very valid criticism. So, of course, I'm certain that I'll be covering the Twitch situation again more in the future, but right now it is not looking good for them. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.